Watsonians on the attack. There's Chalmers feeding out to Hart. Mark Bertram making yards inside the air, 22. Cullen again, Chalmers. And over for the score goes Keith Young. But referee not happy. And play recalled. Here's Keith Young trying to initiate a Watsonians attack, and it's Cullen on the narrow side. They lose a scrum half. Finds support from Sean Crombie. Crombie to Angus Duckett, and Duckett finds centre DJ Innes, and that's a cracking opening try from Watsonians. Good hands to Ewan Dodds. Cullen again, marshalling his forwards. Options on the narrow side, and Angus Duckett brushing past the challenge of Richard Dalgleish, and that's a second score for Watsonians. Grant Anderson countering for air outside his 22, and there's some space on the narrow side. Gary Armstrong finding Craig Gossman. The winger hauled down. Air forwards arrive. Armstrong. Oh, good play by Archie Russell. The centre, and he finds Richard Dalgleish, and the big winger is in for Ayer's first try. Armstrong. Ayer's forwards looking threatening here, and it's Blair McPherson, the number 8, who's continuing his try-scoring exploits. Longwell on the drive. Ayer's forwards scenting that try line. George Hunter taking on. Fighting for territory, and it's now the Canadian international Justice Sears Duru, the Glasgow Warriors prop, who crashes over for Ayer's third try. Watsonians turned over. Ayr trying to get width to the ball. Archie Russell finds Dalgleish over the halfway line. Kick ahead from the winger. Oh, and he gets a favourable bounce, and that's a superb breakaway try. Ayer's fourth score, and the second of the day for Richard Dalgleish. Watsonians now with injury time looming. That's Fihaki, the Edinburgh pro. Now ball fed out. Chalmers. And it's fullback Keith Young crashing in. The scores are level at 27 all. Here's the conversion from Ali Harris. Has he done enough? He has! Victory for the home team. After 3 defeats on the trot, Watsonians bounce back to supplant Ayr, who were league leaders, 29-27.
Hello and welcome to the BT National 1 Roundup and our first visit of the season to Musselburgh here at Stony Hill. Now Musselburgh mid-table at the moment. They enjoy throwing the ball about. They've had 5 try bonuses among their 3 wins, but they're taking on Falkirk, early leaders of course, who did extremely well, but they're coming off the back of 2 losses to Marr and also to Jed-Forest. So will they bounce back this afternoon? It's an intriguing matchup and our commentator is Stewart McFarlane.
Liam Brims warming up for Falkirk, 104 points this season for Brims, and Harry Russell, the brother of Finn, with 5 tries, captains Falkirk today. Jacob Adamson, the division's top try scorer, with 11 on the bench after a recent drought, and Danny Owenson of Musselburgh going through his paces, really influential player for the home side. Neil Lear watches his Falkirk troops going through the pre-match warm-up, and there's Grant Tallack, Lear's counterpart this afternoon here at Stony Hill. And Donald MacDonald, of course, the club's only internationalist, but Musselburgh also the home, the birthplace of Scott Murray, 87 internationals for Scotland, as Falkirk take to the field, and Musselburgh just in behind him, looking for a home win and points in this BT National Division 1 clash today. There is a referee this afternoon, South African-born accountant Craig Clark. Danny Ritchie looking to get hands on the ball here, ex-Jed-Forest scrum half, on towards Owenson. Rodrigo, the Argentine, in an inside centre. Falkirk not releasing the tackle player, and immediately Musselburgh have a penalty. And a chance now for Owenson inside the 22. Looks good from here, and the home side leads 3-0 with 4 minutes on the clock. Good defensive play here from Musselburgh, taken on by their skipper McNairan over the 22. Ritchie in behind again, feeds the ball on to Owenson. Owen has a look at 1 or 2 options here, feeds it into the flanker, taken on by Slaven, the number 7. Angled run from Slaven, Ritchie in behind. This is good momentum from Musselburgh. Plays it back in field through towards Owenson. Rodrigo on the left wing is Sandy Watt. Sandy Watt breaks the tackle and Watt's over for the score. Let's watch this again. Sandy Watt, plenty to do here, but just ploughed his way through the attempted tackle from Kyle Rowe. And the conversion attempt is successful, and Musselburgh lead 10-0. Owenson back inside his 22. Thinks about the clearance, but evades the challenge eventually from Robertson, then puts boot to ball. Grubber kick ahead, all rather untidy, but Musselburgh have infringed there. Brims with the kick is good. And Liam Brims has the first points on the board for Falkirk. Promising position this for Musselburgh. 21 minutes gone. Ritchie with a pass inside to Owenson. Owenson backs himself, does a full 360 turn and over the line for Musselburgh's second try. He backed himself here, did the standoff, and despite the tackle coming in, he was able to ground the ball. Falkirk then building inside the Musselburgh 22. Oh, great work here from Brims. Lovely dancing feet. Over he goes, Brims. Where was the Musselburgh defence? A slalom run here from the standoff. And he was past both centres. The fullback coming in. Butley could not bring him down. And Brims in for the score. Rolliston's conversion is good. 17-10 the score. And Rolliston with a long pass, surely forward. The intent was to find Angus Rennie, and he stopped in his tracks. Rolliston, yeah, that's a good few metres forward. Brims with the pass in field now, through the hands of Russell there, taken on by Eaglesham. Big number 8 goes to deck, and Russell now finds Rolliston. And Falkirk have men on this right hand side. The pace of Kyle Rowe could well take him in for the score, but Rowe with a lovely pass to the replacement Gregor Brodie, who crashes over. And Brodie with 2 tries so far this season. Pass inside there, taking it from Kyle Rowe. Almost slipped there as he received the ball and then lunged for the line. An excellent score. All a bit untidy at the moment, but Musselburgh are able to grab and go and dive over. And it was Patrick Brown, the second row, as Falkirk tried to scramble the defence. Patrick Brown there was able to gather and just dive for the line. And the second row, who scored last week against Dundee with the try. Owenson. Lovely arcing kick is good, and Owenson with the score. Andrew Simpson with the throw in, taken down at the back of the line by Brodie. Through the hands of the backs, Rolliston has a look at his options, has Craig Robertson in support. Robertson, Rennie to his left hand side, the pass to Rennie, the tackle from Rory Watt, but Rennie's over the line. The Musselburgh right winger simply couldn't get to him quickly enough, and Rennie was there. An excellent score for Falkirk. The conversion from Liam Brims is arcing its way over, and there we are, Falkirk in front for the first time, 27-24. Simpson with the throw in towards the middle of the line, taken down by Inwood. On then to Brims, through the hands of Russell. Great break here from Rolliston. He's got options to his right hand side. The pass looked a shade forward to me, but it's taken by Kyle Rowe. Rowe's over the line, but the referee calls play back. And Rolliston's pass, after a great break from the inside centre, just a shade forward. And Falkirk lead by 3 points at the break. Musselburgh looking to get back in front, early stages of the second half. Bury then, fullback, chip over the defence. Bounces favourably for the fullback. Left foot grubber kick, blocked off there by his opposite number, Craig Robertson. And that was off the ball. Let's watch this again, the left foot grubber kick. Yep. Craig Robertson there just blocking the path of Bury's line there. And he goes to the pocket. And a yellow card for Craig Robertson. Musselburgh, promising position for them. Ritchie on to Owenson, traps it well. Looks for a little gap in the Musselburgh defence. Inwood with the tackle, he's got to be very careful here. The Falkirk back row. Musselburgh applying more pressure. And the referee shows Inwood the yellow card. That's trouble for Falkirk. They're down to 13 men now. Musselburgh will want to seize the opportunity. Through the hands to Rolliston once again. On the angle. Has options to his right hand side. Kyle Rowe. Rowe with the breakaway. He's past his man Sandy Watt. James Peel then looks to try and bring him down. Can't. Watt with the second lunge. He can't. And the Falkirk right winger is in for the try. Tries to get close to the posts. Congratulated by Rolliston. Rolliston made it, although that pass again looked a shade forward. But Rowe had plenty of work to do here. James Peel couldn't stop him. Watt couldn't stop him. And he's in almost underneath the post. An excellent score for the visitors. Brims conversion, again a slight arc to it, it's good. Another converted score for Falkirk. Musselburgh trailing by 34 points to 27, but they still feel through Rodrigo that they can get away back into the match. Great work here by Rodrigo. He's got Declan Slavin up in support. Slavin is tackled practically on the line. Brilliant block there by Kyle Rowe. Musselburgh again really testing the Falkirk defence this time. Once again it's taken on by the left wing, Sandy Watt. Sandy Watt breaks 1-2 challenges and Sandy Watt's in for a score, and Musselburgh sensed they could fight their way back into the game with minutes of this match left to play. Sandy Watt with his second try, hadn't scored so far this season. Again you have to question the defence, this time of the Falkirk players. Not for the first time. Kyle Rowe just couldn't stop his man. But so important from a Musselburgh perspective, because that's the bonus point try. The conversion, all important conversion from Owenson, is a good one, and we're level at 34 all. 4 minutes left. Musselburgh in possession inside their own half of the field, taken on by Michael Fleming. But Falkirk have a penalty, and this could well be the match winner. Rolliston, oh dearie me. That's well wide of the uprights, the oohs and ahs of the crowd. He will be disappointed with that. Last set play of the match. Simpson towards Inwood, taken down nicely by the back row for Falkirk. Now the forwards look to try and control this ball towards the line. It's with Simpson, the hooker. Oh, that looked as if it was dropped just a fraction forward there. The referee allowing play to continue now as Eaglesham continues the drive towards the line. And again, the instructions coming from the Falkirk skipper there, Harry Russell. The forwards just trying to take it in turns to nudge it forward. Hamilton, Craig Hamilton, the Scottish international, is right in the mix. So too is Brodie, already a try to his name, and he's over a second try, and that surely seals it for Falkirk. Musselburgh can't believe it. They've conceded right at the end of the game. Watch this again now. That looked as if it was dropped a fraction forward there in the build-up to the score. The referee, though, eyes on the ball. Craig Clark, the South African, allowed play to continue, and that's an all-important match-winning score for Falkirk as Brodie powered his way towards the line from a few metres out. There's full time. A win for Falkirk, 39-34.
We worked really hard for our points today, and unfortunately we didn't make Falkirk work too hard for theirs. It's really disappointing, but to get the 2 bonus points makes all the difference at the end of the season.
Credit to Musselburgh, they kept fighting, kept coming back, and we got a little bit of luck at the end, which is always good, so a little rub of the green. So there's been games this season where it hasn't gone for us, so all credit to the boys who kept battling for the 80 minutes.
We keep building and building. If we can cut out a few errors, the simple mistakes we're making, I think we'll give most teams in this league a run for their money.
So what pleased you the most today?
Just the boys' attitude. After going 17-3 up and then giving away the lead, and then the boys just sticking in and going all the way to the end. Unfortunate we lost the try right in the last minute there to take away for the draw, but just the boys' attitude today, I couldn't fault it. Everyone, if they won to 21 or 19, were absolutely brilliant today.
We played really well all game. We dominated a lot of the second half, apart from when we went down. So I feel that we deserve to win today.
And of course, coming off the back of 2 losses, so that was vital to get that win again.
Yeah, that was huge for us today in terms of getting our tails up and getting back into winning ways, and scoring 5 tries, I think, was awesome.
Well, let's look at all the results from the BT National League First Division, and we begin at Rayburn Place. Edinburgh Accies posting the biggest points total of the season with 72 against Hamilton, eclipsing Jed-Forest 71 scored against Howe of Fife last month. Accies ran in 12 tries, the most by any National 1 side so far, and Matt Cooper got 4 of them, with Ben Appleson, Alex Glashan and Tom Drennan each getting a brace. Andrew Bell collected 17 points. At Braidholme, Dundee High were cruising up to half-time with a 20-0 lead, but GHA came back dramatically for 29 unanswered points in your classic game of 2 halves. Unbeaten league leaders Jed-Forest made it 8 from 8 with a big win over Aberdeen Grammar at Riverside Park, collecting 6 tries. Marr's long unbeaten home run is still intact after they saw off Selkirk. Selkirk, of course, the last team to beat them at Fullerton on Valentine's Day 2015. Ben Johnston scored another 2 tries to go into double figures, while Darren Clapperton went over remarkably for his 4th brace of the season. As we've seen, Daniel Owenson's 19 points display was a highlight of our featured game, with Sandy Watt and Gregor Brodie both getting 2 tries. Stewart finally posted their first win of the season to jump above Howe of Fife in the table, Alex Rapstad crossing for his 5th try of the season. In the try-scoring table, Jacob Adamson's drought continues, but he's still at the top with 11. Ben Johnston has started scoring again from Marr, and he moves to within 1 of Adamson. As far as points are concerned, Falkirk's Liam Brims returned to form, and he stretches out to 121. Robbie Yorston of Jed-Forest and Colin Sturgeon from Marr, both going over the century mark in 2nd and 3rd. Andrew Bell rockets to 4th thanks to his 17 points on Saturday for Edinburgh Accies, and Danny Owenson is now up to 7th in the table after a perfect kicking display at Stony Hill. Jed-Forest have now scored 46 tries in their 8 games, but Edinburgh Accies' haul of 12 on Saturday now sees them in 2nd place in front of Marr and Falkirk. The all-important league table has Jed-Forest still at the top, with the top 5 teams all winning on Saturday. And good to see Stewart's Melville getting that first win. They're off the bottom. Next Saturday's matches are all rather attractive on paper, particularly our featured game between 2nd place Marr and table toppers Jed-Forest. Marr will be out to protect that almost 21-month unbeaten home record in the league, while Jed are the only unbeaten side in Scotland's top 4 divisions. Hamilton versus Stewart at the other end of the table will be a very interesting tussle, while the games at Aberdeen, Dundee, Falkirk and Selkirk are all hard to predict. Join us next weekend for another BT National 1 Roundup.